Hello friends. Welcome to class 1, and this class 1 is for all the CMA final students only, and we are going to see one of the paper from group 4 paper 19, cost and management audit. As you can see my screen, we have divided cost and management audit into two sections, section A and section B. Section A is cost audit. Section A is cost audit. Section B is management audit. And the weightage of section A is 60 marks and weightage of management audit is 40 marks out of 100. We can now see the subject coverage. So section A, which is around 60 marks out of 100, covers the major 5 topics which is of your study material also, which is issued by institute. So it is a general topics: cost accounting standard CAS 1 to 24 are the cost accounting standards. Then generally accepted cost accounting principles, GA CAP, generally accepted cost accounting principles. Standards on cost auditing, SCA, which is 101 to 104. Four standards are there on cost auditing. And then cost rules 2014. So this is the coverage of section A, 60 marks. Okay. Along with this, we will be also covering some practical questions as and when it is required. We are going to cover practical questions. We are going to cover MCQs. We are going to cover case studies as well. So this paper is not only theory, it is theory plus practical. We are going to see practical questions as well along with theory portion. Section B, which is a management audit, 40 marks out of 100 is the weightage. We are going to see 3 important chapters. One is management audit basics, management audit functions, and management audit in different sectors. Along with this, we are also going to cover internal control system, ICS, internal control systems. Okay, so today, as this is a lecture 1, we will start with section A, cost audit, study note number 1, which is general topics, which will cover most of your topics from your study material, which is issued by institute. If not all topics are not covered, we will also have one lecture on study material, and we will cover all those topics which are not covered here in that video. So let's start with study note number 1, which talks about basics of cost audit, which will cover the definitions, basic definitions. Along with that, we are going to see the objective of cost audit, salient features of cost audit, history of cost audit, history of institute, and all those topics. So we'll start with definitions. As the subject title itself is cost and management audit, that is cost audit and management audit. Before going to what is cost audit, what is management audit, we should know what is cost, we should know what is audit, then we can go for cost audit, then we can go for management audit in detail. But first we should know what is cost. So cost is defined actually, and it is not defined by me, it is not defined by institute. Actually it is defined by institute, but it is not defined by some normal person, it is defined by recognized body. So I have taken the definition which is defined under CAS 1. So the title of CAS 1 is classification of cost. CAS 1, classification of cost. So according to CAS 1, cost is a cost is a measurement. It is a measurement in monetary terms. Monetary terms means money. Monetary terms means it is a measurement in money. So cost is a measurement in money of what? Of amount of resources used. Of amount of resources used. Resources, machine, labor, material, so etc. etc. All those used in what? In manufacturing of product or providing services. So according to CAS 1, cost is a measurement in monetary terms of the amount of resources used in manufacturing of products or providing services. Okay, what is audit? Again, audit is defined. It is defined under SCA 1, heading of SCA 1. Title of SCA 101 is planning and audit. Planning and audit of cost statement. Planning and audit of cost statement. SCA 1, standards on cost auditing. So it is defined as audit is an independent examination of financial, please note, it is an independent examination of financials. Sorry, one second. Of financials. Okay, of financials or other information. Audit is an independent examination of financials or other information of an entity, whether that entity is profit oriented or not, irrespective of its size, form, with view to express an opinion thereon. So, audit is an independent examination. It is a review of financials. Financials means balance sheet, P&L account, cost statement, and other informations also of an entity. And that entity need not be profit oriented. It can be for profit oriented or not a profit oriented, and also irrespective of its size, whether it is a small company, large company, not at all matters, and also irrespective of its form, whether it is a public company, private company, government company, small company, not at all matters. So, an audit is an independent examination of financials or other information of an entity, whether profit oriented or not, irrespective of its size and form, with view to express an opinion thereon. What is that opinion? Whether all this cost, financial statements and other informations which are maintained within entity is true and fair, to give and express, to show an opinion on that documents, we do audit. Okay, what is the definition of cost audit? Again, it is defined under SCA 101, which is planning an audit. Just now we saw planning an audit of cost statement. Okay, so according to SCA 101, cost audit is an independent examination of cost. That what we saw in audit, it is an independent examination of financials. Now what we are seeing, cost. That is the difference between audit and cost audit, and other things are same. Cost audit is an independent examination of cost or other information of an entity, whether profit oriented or not, irrespective of its size and form, with a view to express an opinion thereon. Cost audit is done. Okay, so that is three definitions which we covered: definition of cost, audit, and cost audit. What is the objective of cost audit? What is the social objective of cost audit? Either way, in exam it will be asked. State the objectives of cost audit. State the social objectives of cost audit. So, first important objective of cost audit is to fix the price of a product or whatever services you are rendering. You need to fix the price. So the objective of cost audit is to ensure the price which is fixed for the product or for the services rendering is correct. So price fixation. Then fixing government subsidy. There are money or cashback given by government. To how are they considering while computing the cost of a product is very important. So cost audit plays a major role in fixing the government subsidy and fixing the cost of a product or services. Performance evaluation. Cost audit helps in evaluating the performance of a entity by comparing the same level of OEM, same level of company, keeping the benchmark and comparison is made to ensure the company is performing in a best manner. So performance evaluation. Optimum utilization of resources. As we saw, resources means material, labor, machine, all those are optimized and utilized in a proper way. There is no idle capacity. There is no abnormal idle capacity to ensure cost audit is done. Elimination of wastage. Once we ensure that there is an optimized utilization of all the resources available, this will lead to eliminate the wastages. Eliminate the wastages. So what are the five objectives of cost audit? Price fixation, fixing the government subsidy, performance evaluation, optimum utilization of resources, elimination of wastages. Next, what is the future features of cost audit? So features or salient features of cost audit, either way they will question. Let's discuss about this. What is the feature or salient feature of cost audit? All the points, like 5 points will be there. All the 5 points starts with to ensure that I will not repeat again and again. I have written once here. To ensure that proper cost records under section 148 of the Companies Act 2013 is maintained within the company. So the objective was something different. Why we do the cost audit is we ensure that the cost records of the company which is maintained is as per section 148 of the Companies Act 2013. So we need to ensure this. As a cost auditor, it is a duty of the cost auditor to ensure that the cost records are properly maintained. It is maintained in the requirement of Companies Act 2013. So we need to ensure that the cost records meets the requirement of Companies Act 2013. It is to ensure. And then internal audit system of cost records is followed within the company. Internally also you need to check whether it is properly, workflow is properly set. It should be in a proper workflow. There should be an internal audit done within the company, and whatever the maintained cost records or cost audit reports or annexures, schedules related to cost, statements, and other cost information, you need to ensure it is providing a true and fair view of the cost of production, operation, product, services, activity. So you need to ensure the maintained cost record, the maintained cost audit reports, annexures, schedules, statements, all the information gives the right, true, fair view of the cost of production, operation, product, services, or activity. So it is a important duty of whose? It is a cost auditor's duty. And also the unit cost and the total cost, both statements of each product, services, or activity is maintained within the company. Unit cost and total cost both has to be maintained. There is a statement. In that statement you need to maintain the description, the unit cost, and the total cost has to be maintained. It should give a clear picture what is the unit cost of one product, what is the total cost against that product. So it should give a clear picture. All the records maintained should contain the unit cost and total cost. So these are the 5 salient features of cost audit. Salient features of cost audit. Okay. Then we will cover history of cost audit. History of cost audit, or you can say evolution of cost audit, or you can say genesis of cost audit. So you can say history, evolution, or genesis of cost audit. Let's discuss this now. What is the history? How cost audit played so important role in India? How? So in 1965, if you see, cost audit was first introduced in India with the inclusion of Section 233B of Companies Act 1956 for cost audit. So in 1965 itself, there was a concept of cost audit, and cost audit was first introduced in 1965 with the inclusion of section 233B 233B of Companies Act 1956. And also there was one more section 2091D, section 1 subsection D, for maintenance of cost records. So both cost audit and cost record was found in 1965, and from 1965, as soon as it was included in Companies Act 1956, it was implemented to 44 industries. How many industries? 44 industries were covered under cost record maintenance. So for cost record maintenance, 44 industries were covered, but for cost audit, it was company specific basis. For cost audit, it was company specific basis till 2008. Then 2008, there was an expert group set up to evaluate whether the cost audit and the cost records are actually meeting the requirement of Companies Act 1956. So what happened? Expert group was set up to study that the cost audit mechanism is right or wrong. And then what happened? In 2009, expert group submitted its report after evaluating the mechanism. It submitted its report to Government of India, and in 2011, after checking the report submitted by expert group, that became the cost rules, which is our fifth topic in section A, which we are going to see in detail. So in 2011, new in 2011 cost rules were set up under Companies Act 1956, and in 2014 there was an amendment to the 2011 rules, and it was new cost rules 2014 under Companies Act 2013 was emerged. So this is the story of how cost audit and cost record came from 1965 till 2014. Actual cost rules were implemented to ensure that there is a proper cost audit mechanism, proper maintenance of cost records. So this cost rules were set up, and we will see the last topic, which is history of our institute. Our institute name, I think it is Institute of Cost Accountants of India, ICAI. So ICAI, people get now confused whether it's a chartered accountant or cost accountant. It's a conflict, but Okay, not to discuss more on that, let's discuss on history of our cost accounting institute. Okay, so in 1944, ICWA, Institute of Cost and Works Accountant, was registered as a limited company. Okay, initially in 1944 it was registered as limited company, and then in 1959 that ICWAI was set up under the Cost and Work Accountant Act 1959. This ICWAI was set up, Institute of Cost and Works Accountants of India. From limited company, it became the statutory body. It became the statutory body as it was recognized by Parliament of India. So it converted from its limited company to statutory body, and later in 2012 the name was renamed. Actually, from ICWAI it was renamed to ICAI. So this is basic history, but one mark questions will be tested from here also, history of ICAI, and also from history of cost audit. They will test for 1 mark, or they may ask for 3 to 4 marks, either of these two questions. So you should know the years 1965 to 2014 what happened in history of cost audit, and in 1944 to 2004 2012 how it changed, like how changes came. You should know this. It's a theory portion, but you should know. And also most of your study material topics are covered. If not, we will, as I said in starting beginning of this lecture, I will bring one lecture of your material. We will display your material study note number 1, and I will just take you through the material. What all topics are not covered, we will cover in those lectures. Okay, so thank you so much.